Hey, what's up, guys? Nate here with Bean Patch Seeds. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about fertigation, essentially injecting nutrients into your irrigation water. It's a great way to apply nutrients, fast-acting nutrients, and it just works really well. So let me show you how we do it. This is our fertigation station, so to speak. We are using a native water supply, and it's very dirty. So one of the ways that I combat that is I use Bowsmith drip emitters, and those are essentially designed to be clog free, and they work really well. You can find those at Drip Depot. Again, they're called Bowsmith, and they work really well with collected rainwater and native water supplies and any dirty water that you'd have to deal with. I know that even clean water supplies tend to deal with biofilm buildup in the irrigation systems and have to do a considerable amount of filtration. So having drippers that are designed to still be pressure compensating but also clog free is really nice. Another way that I combat that is this right here. So what I've got going is my irrigation line. Irrigation water is coming up this way, going into these two units here. And these are essentially just empty chambers. And the reason why I have these here is so that any heavier sediment can fall to the bottom and get collected in these two chambers. They don't actually have any kind of filtration devices in them. They're just filter housing, but they allow for the water to essentially collect in there, and any heavier particulate can sit in the bottom and not have to get pushed through the system. I also purge my lateral lines every 2 waterings. Since we have relatively dirty irrigation water, that's a really great way to keep the drippers from having to fight the sediment in the system and all the organic material. But essentially our water comes up, goes through these 2 chambers, and then it comes into our fertigation station. First doser in the fertigation station, this is going to be part A from Front Row Ag, part B, and then the last one is going to be Bloom. This is high nitrogen, this is high phosphorus and potassium, and then this is a bloom booster. And we just use this obviously in the fall. You can set up another doser right here in this section. We used to have one. You can inject things like silica, compost teas, mycorrhizae, all kinds of fun stuff. Later in bloom, we like to use that doser to inject silica and kelp and other amendments that help us fight the abiotic stress when it comes to cold. But once it leaves here, we've got a way to hand water, and then this way it goes out to a greenhouse and into our lateral lines. This is a knockoff dosatron system. So these dosers here I found on Amazon for a couple $100. Bigger facilities in the commercial market, they're going to be using much higher end dosers. We're just a smaller family farm. We're not focused on production at all, just pheno hunting. And so these get the job done. They actually handle the native water supply that we're using really well. Collected rainwater can usually have a lot of sediment and built up material, so these deal with that relatively well. If you are using dosing systems like this, it's good to clean them, and it's also good to lubricate the rings inside. And you can use plumbing lubricant, found on Amazon for that. Dosatron also sells little packs of lubricant, and basically just keep those rings from burning out or needing to be replaced too often. But yeah, essentially this is how we fertigate. I like to keep a lower EC in bloom. Right now it's middle of September, only going to be feeding probably 2 or 3 more times. And since we're running a synganic situation, there's all living soil in these beds here in the greenhouse where we're testing. I don't like to run a very high EC. In order to get the benefits of living soil and mineral-based nutrients combined together, you really don't want to be running a very high EC. You can end up killing your microbiome if you're running, say, over like a 3.5 to 4 in bloom. Well, no, I think actually higher than a 4. I'm not 100% sure, but the mineral nutrients are very effective when used in conjunction with living soil, but just keep in mind to keep that EC low. Other than that, we wish you all the best with your gardens, and we appreciate all your support.